Welcome, everybody. My name is Scott Conklin. I'm the Director of Admissions at Episcopal High School, and I'm here with our climbing coach, Coach Thompson, and two of his athletes, Ariana O'Toole and Sam Lipschitz. And we're excited to learn more about the climbing program at EHS. So with that, I'm going to kick it off to Coach Thompson and the athletes to introduce themselves.
Hi, everybody. My name is Patrick Thompson. I am the varsity and JV head climbing coach here at Episcopal. And I, as well as a math teacher, I do dorm duty. I teach honors pre-calc and BC calculus, as well as coaching, and I'm the director of the outdoor program. I have been teaching here and coaching climbing at Episcopal for 16 years. Episcopal helped found the league. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's been really one of my greatest pleasures is teaching and coaching these great kids like Sam and Ariana, who I'll let introduce themselves. Ariana, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so I'm Ariana. I'm from New Jersey and I'm a senior. I've been on the climbing team for 4 years now, and I'm also involved in robotics, science Olympiad, as well as orchestra and service council.
All right. Hi, I'm Sam Lipschitz. I'm the male captain of the varsity climbing team. I'm currently a junior, but I joined Episcopal as a freshman.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Coach Thompson, can you talk about just some of the highlights of the program?
Yeah, I think it's an exciting and different sport for a lot of kids. We typically have climbers who are new to the sport that come in, but we do get some experience like Sam and other students have come in, and it's a growing sport. The sport itself is in the Olympics for the first time in this upcoming Summer Olympics, and it's really taken off. But our team specifically at Episcopal, we are a winter sport. We climb indoors. We do have a small outdoor wall that I'm sitting in front of right now, but that we can train on here at Episcopal. But we typically would go to Sport Rock Gym, which is a local, very highly rated climbing gym where some really competitive climbers train. A lot of fun. We learn how to climb. We learn how to belay each other. We learn how to really connect as teammates in all types of ways, but especially in sport climbing, bouldering and rope climbing. It's a real treat to be able to go off campus, pretty short drive. It's only about 3 miles away. We get to climb all afternoon, have some fun, get a lot stronger, and then we get to compete in the local Washington area interscholastic climbing league that Episcopal helped found.
Great. Do you want to show some of those photos, Coach?
So here's my information. As you can see, here's one of our former climbers, Gracie Guest, climbing up a wall. You can see that she, as we come through here, some more highlights. A couple of years ago, we didn't, unfortunately, this year able to compete because of COVID, but the year before, our girls team was able to win the championship for the first time. Our boys team won about 6 years ago. There are 9 other schools in the area that compete. As you see here, there's competing in both rope and bouldering events. And both of those count towards a team total, where we're trying to score our best total score overall, climbing not the fastest, but the hardest climbs we can. And there's some pretty challenging stuff, as you can see in these pictures. We also get to train at Episcopal. We have incredible facilities here. Not only the wall behind me, which is growing and we're continuing to add to every year, but we also have incredible facilities in the athletic building and Hershey Athletic Center. Both we do free weight stuff, that's sports and general fitness stuff to keep ourselves in shape. There are days in the winter where we can't go to the gym because of snow and things like that, but we can hop in and use the trainers that are available on campus to really get ourselves in shape and get ourselves strong. And it's really quite impressive to be able to use the facilities we have at Episcopal and to keep ourselves in shape during the season so that we can be strong and ready to get on the ropes and climb. You can see here, there's the wall behind me that you see, as well as the locker, a typical varsity locker room for Episcopal Sports, we tend to also use the climbing gyms for their locker rooms, which are excellent. And it's fun because we get to, on our little wall, we set routes. The students learn to set and learn to climb. We have many competitions here at school, and that's been a real highlight for us as well. Pretty fun. And yeah, so we're going to kick it off now, I think, to have a little discussion about the team and hear more from Ariana and Sam about how much they love it. And, yeah.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Some pretty awesome opportunities for our climbers to be able to have access to those types of facilities. A question for Sam and Ariana, what is it about the climbing team that you really enjoy?
Okay, I can answer this one. So one of the main reasons I actually came to EHS was to climb, because I was looking for a school where I could climb. Since I'm from Bermuda, there's not much climbing. And it's really nice that we're able to go to such a high class elite gym that's like only 3 miles away. We go usually 4 to 5 times a week, and on the weekends if you want to. Also, Mr. Thompson's a really good coach. I mean, there's a lot of team spirit. It's a lot of fun. We get to climb some hard stuff. Yeah, all around is just a good time.
Yeah, I'll jump in and add. I really like how the team is almost like a family, and how, especially like with the nature of climbing as a sport, a lot of times you have to work together to be able to like do harder routes and harder problems. And so a lot of the time we're working together, and that allows us to get really close as a team and really like bond.
And we'll keep it with the Ariana and Sam for the next question. But what does a typical practice look like? It may be from the time that, on those days that you're going off campus to when you're leaving and getting there, and how long are you in the gym, and what time do you get back to campus in the evening?
All right, so like usually we all meet in front of Hershey, or where we have the designated pickup. Takes around 10-15 minutes to get there with traffic. We arrive at the gym, you change, or if you've already changed, we start warming up for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we climb for the rest of the time, which is usually like an hour to an hour and a half, depending on traffic, of course. And then we get back, which is another 10 to 15 minutes. And usually it's right before the dining hall opens sometimes, so you can just head right over to the dining hall, or you can change and then head over.
Great, thanks. A question for Coach Thompson. You touched on it a little bit in terms of those students and athletes, climbers coming in with very little experience, and then some that actually are coming in with quite a bit of experience. So how do you take those beginners and work with them, and how might you take those higher level climbers that really have that level of experience?
Sure. Yeah, we with the beginners, it is a varsity team, and we have a JV program as well. So the JV program trains with the varsity, and we're all in the gym together. So it's not considered two separate teams. We all work together, and anybody has the opportunity as they progress through the year to earn a spot on the varsity roster for the meets. But everyone will compete, which is great. But what's so neat about climbing is that the students work together. Like Ariana was saying, that they have to belay each other. They have to help each other and give what we call beta, like giving advice as they go up the wall. And throughout that learning process, we're teaching the beginning climbers how to hold, how to use, what kind of handholds are appropriate for, and what kind of grip we're trying to use on each handhold. We're going to learn about technique things like straight arms and quiet feet and turning and flagging and all these different things. But along the way, they're just climbing with their friends that are older, younger, boys and girls all together. For the more advanced climbers that come in, the gym itself is great because we have anywhere from, if you know, rating scales from V0, 5.5 up to V12, V14. So there's really quite the range of ability levels and climbs for those climbers to tackle. We've also had a few climbers, Sam, who's had the opportunity to continue training at Sport Rock, the gym that we train at as a team, with their elite level coaches in the off season. So we have that opportunity as well, and to compete not only in our league, in the high school league, but as well for in USA climbing events to qualify at state levels and even up to nationals in that way. So we really do have, from somebody who's never touched a climbing wall before, walk into the gym and walk onto the team, up through people who are competing at the highest level.
That's great. It's nice to know that those facilities are accessible to the kids even outside of the season. I know I've seen kids heading off campus with their climbing gear to head over to the gym. Question for Ariana and Sam. Can you talk about the competitions? What are those like? From an individual perspective, but also from a team perspective. How often do you have competitions? And just any color that you can add about what those are like.
So during a normal season, we'll after the first 2 weeks or so of the season, we'll usually have a meet every week, usually on Tuesdays. And so competitions vary, and so they can be top rope competitions or bouldering competitions, or a combined mix of the two. And so the competitions overall, in general, are timed, and you have that amount of time to basically climb the hardest climbs that you can in that time period. And then so as a team, your score is kind of combined based on each person's score from the competition. And so I guess from a more individual standpoint, it can be very exhilarating since you're timed and you're trying to get up the climbs as efficiently as possible. And then also a lot of times you're really focused on trying to do your best, maybe even beat a PR. And so that can be sometimes stressful, but also really really exhilarating and really fun. And then from a team standpoint, the energy that we have during meets is really is one thing that I really enjoy about climbing, actually, because it's kind of everyone comes together to help each other with the climbs and stuff, and gives each other data to ensure that as a team we can get the highest score possible, but also for each individual it's kind of a collective effort to do as best as we can.
I love that. A good answer, Ariana. Sam, can you talk about, what it's like to be a student athlete at Episcopal, and how you balance climbing with your academic work and your social life?
Yeah, for sure. Because in fact, sometimes when we have meets, sometimes we get back pretty late and we have dinner off campus. So on a Tuesday, if you're not prepared and you don't have your homework done in time for Wednesday, or at least some of it done before, sometimes it's a real struggle to get your homework done for Wednesday. So a good idea is to bring your homework on the bus, because we have that travel time to the gyms and such. So we have 30 minutes every day on the bus where you can do homework. And then on meets, sometimes it's up to an hour away. So I make sure to do my homework either beforehand or stuff that I could take on the bus, do it then, write essays and such. And also homework on weekends is a good idea usually, or just have an idea of what you're doing so you can plan ahead. If you plan ahead, it's not too hard. And for social life and stuff, me and a lot of my friends actually go climbing on the weekends. We just all take a Uber pool together, or one of us pays for an Uber every weekend, and we head over to Sport Rock. We can spend anywhere from a few hours to up to 5 there. Because you're just talking, you're socializing. There's other people at the gym who are really nice, and yeah, you just climb and socialize. It's a good time.
Awesome, thank you. I've got 2 more quick questions for the kids, and then Coach Thompson, you can wrap up with any kind of closing thoughts or comments. But the first question, any specific kind of traditions or moments that each of you recall from your time as a climber at Episcopal? So that would be the first question. And then the second question, any words of advice for any of our prospective students who are looking at Episcopal and are interested in climbing?
Okay, I can start. So, like one of the most memorable things is when I first came to the school, I already had quite a lot of experience. But there were some seniors on the team, like three in specific, that kind of like took me under their wing. I kind of remember like even though like I already had experience, I didn't really have as much experience with the school and with the gym and with like things in specific to the school, mostly not really to climbing. They kind of took me under the wing, helping me in like climbing, but also with the school. So that's probably like what I remember the most.
For me, I can definitely say, yeah, like, I think like on the team, like a lot of the friendships and bonds that we make kind of transcend just like the team, but like also like into like overall Episcopal life. And I think like one of my most memorable times on the team was probably like the year that the girls won the championship. And I remember we were all kind of like just sitting on the floor of the gym, like in earth tracks, like waiting for the results. And when they had announced that like we had won, it was like really exhilarating, like really exciting. And so I think that was probably like one of the most memorable times I've had.
Awesome. Sounds like fun. Any advice for the prospective students, and then wrap it up with Coach Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, if you know you're definitely going to climb or you're just looking to stay fit, I would see if there's like a climbing gym near you that's safe, of course. Or if you can't, you know, you have like a pull-up bar in your house, dumbbells, anything. Just make sure you stay fit. Go for runs. I don't know. Do your curls. Just make sure you stay fit. And so when you come, you know, we're ready to hit the ground running.
I'd say definitely like keep an open mind, even if climbing is something that you've never done before, never really considered before. Like I came to Episcopal and hadn't climbed before, and then just kind of by chance like joined the climbing team freshman year, and I've loved it every year since. So definitely like try it out, and it's really fun.
Good advice. Coach Thompson, you want to wrap it up?
Sure. I love coaching climbing, and the reason is not just that the sport is fun and exciting and exhilarating, but because the team that we have tends and really amazing kids who are great teammates. They like they both referenced, they care about each other. They want to. Doesn't matter whether you're a ninth grader or a 12th grader, a boy, a girl. You get dragged into the team, and they want to support you and help you out. And I think that's probably the best part about climbing. I mean, it's a sport where you fall a lot. You fall down, you fall off the wall, and you learn to fail with grace and with your teammates backing you up and supporting you and putting you back on the wall. So that's my favorite part about it. So come on out and join us.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach Thompson and Sam and Ariana. And for those prospective students out there, if you do have questions, you have Coach Thompson's email. Feel free to reach out to him. If you have questions for Sam or Ariana, I'm sure he can put you in touch with them as well. So thanks for joining us today. And we hope you take a close look at our climbing team.
Thanks, everybody.